White Castle, the birth of the first fast food system. Today, we're going to look at a company many people overlook when talking about fast food. Long before global chains dominated the industry, White Castle quietly engineered a system that changed how burgers were made, served, and trusted. This is the story of how fast food became a system, not just a meal. In the early 20th century, Americans were eating hamburgers prior to the emergence of fast food as a system. Burgers appeared in lunch wagons, diners, and casual eateries, but they remained informal products shaped by individual habits instead of organized methods. There was no unified model for how burgers should be prepared, presented, or replicated across locations. This gap between popularity and structure created an opportunity, not to change the hamburger itself, but to redesign the way it was understood, produced, and distributed. That shift began in 1921, when White Castle opened its first restaurant in Wichita, Kansas. From the start, hamburgers were treated as a standardized product rather than a flexible recipe. Burgers were deliberately small, identical in shape, and priced to encourage repeat purchases. Kitchens followed fixed layouts, employees followed written procedures, and variation was minimized. This approach was unprecedented in food service. The company was not trying to impress customers with creativity, but to reassure them through sameness. White Castle also understood that trust required visibility. Its restaurants featured open kitchens where patrons could watch burgers being prepared step by step. This transparency shifted confidence away from personal relationships and toward observable processes. Clean surfaces, controlled movements, and repeatable routines communicated reliability. To reinforce this message, White Castle used scientific marketing, a bold strategy for its time. In the 1920s, the company hired university researchers to publicly support the safety and nutritional value of hamburgers. Scientific authority, still rare in advertising, gave the brand credibility and reframed burgers as modern, controlled food rather than risky street fare. The company's buildings carried this message even further. White Castle restaurants were designed to resemble small white fortresses, which is where the name White Castle came from. The castle imagery symbolized strength and protection, while the white exterior suggested cleanliness and purity. The design borrowed visual cues from hospitals and laboratories instead of traditional restaurants. Architecture became part of the communication strategy, silently reinforcing the idea that food inside these walls followed strict rules. Employees wore uniforms, menus remained limited, and every detail supported predictability over personalization. As the fast food industry evolved, White Castle chose restraint over aggressive expansion. Instead of franchising widely, the company kept most locations under direct ownership to preserve control. The original preparation method and flavor profile remained largely unchanged, reinforcing continuity across generations. Rather than opening thousands of new restaurants, White Castle expanded its presence through frozen sliders sold in grocery stores, allowing consumers to recreate the experience at home. Today, the brand remains mostly regional within the United States, but its influence is foundational. White Castle did not become the largest burger joint. It became the blueprint for the modern fast food system. Fun fact, the slider, a food engineering masterpiece. White Castle's famous sliders were not designed to be small for novelty. They were designed for efficiency and control. As the company's signature burger, sliders are square, so they can be cooked edge to edge on a flat grill without wasted space. Each patty is thin and uniform, with small holes pressed into the meat. These holes allow steam from chopped onions below the patty to cook the burger evenly from both sides, eliminating the need to flip it. The bun absorbs the steam and onion flavor, creating a soft texture and distinctive taste. This method made cooking faster, more predictable, and easier to teach. The slider size also encouraged customers to buy several at once, reinforcing repetition and habit, an idea later formalized through products like the Crave Case. The name slider comes from the eating experience itself. The small, soft burger was said to slide down easily, making it fast and effortless to eat. Over time, the word slider moved beyond White Castle and entered mainstream food vocabulary, becoming a general term for small handheld burgers served in multiples. What looks like a simple mini burger is actually a food engineering masterpiece, a carefully constructed unit built to move quickly, cook consistently, and feel familiar every single time. In other words, the slider was not just a smaller burger, but a function-driven product created to support the first fast food system.